We are live streaming the class.
Oh, really?
So let's go over the simulation. And at the start, we had a converging lens. So your lens was on and you hit converging. Right? You have your object and you're trying to explain the image that appears. What do you notice about the light rays on a converging lens? What happens to them after they go through the lens? They meet at one point. Let's do. So they meet at one point, or they converge, shocker. So if I put the object past 2F, what do you notice about this image?
It's smaller.
It's smaller. Is it right side up or upside down?
Upside down.
Upside down. And is it on the same side or the opposite side of the lens? Opposite side. So because all the light rays are coming to this point, we say that it's projected. It's projecting an image through, and I will show you what that looks like because I have a candle and a lens, and we can project the image of the candle, and it'll be upside down. If I put the object at 2F, what do you notice about it? It's the same size. Still upside down.
Why?
And still opposite. Are you okay? Just focus on the physics. Physics will make everything better. If I put the object between F and 2F, what happens to it?
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger. So bigger size, upside down, still opposite. And what happens when it's at F?
It's out of the picture.
Yeah, it kind of freaks out and does some weird things. So we just say it disappears or there's no image. And if it's inside F, what do we notice about the image? It's huge. Huge. Is it upside down or right side up?
It's right side.
Right side up.
Huh?
And is it on the same side or the opposite side?
Same side.
Same side. So this image right here is the idea of a magnifying glass, right? Which is what this guy is, right? If you bring it close, it will magnify the image, and that's what you see. You see the magnified image on the same side of the lens that you're looking at. But converging lens. Anyone ever use converging lenses on like an anthill, or like take a magnifying glass and you focus the sun and you can like light things on fire with the magnifying glass? Pretty fun. Should try it sometime.
That kills me.
Don't have to kill the ants, but you can try and light things on fire with a magnifying glass. Switch over to diverging lens. What do we notice about the object as I move it between 2F and F.
It's bigger.
Yeah, the light rays diverge, or they spread out. Yes,
Have you ever seen that movie, Divergent?
I have seen the movie Divergent.
That's a good movie.
The second two were really
I only saw the first one, I think.
don't watch the second.
Wait, maybe I did see this. What's the second one about?
It's when she cuts her hair in that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think I did watch the other one. And then they like didn't finish it, right? They were supposed to be 4 movies, but they finished after the third and never
I
made.
don't remember, but like there's one big event that they really missed that they should. Like
I never read the
can't-
books.
I can't say it because it would just spoil it.
I never read the book. So diverging lens, what do you notice about all the images on a diverging lens? It is getting bigger, but how does the image look compared to the object? Smaller? Is it right side up or upside down? Right side up. And is it same side or opposite side?
Same side.
Same side. So a converging lens focuses the rays and makes things look bigger. Right? A diverging lens spreads them out, and that would make things look smaller. So if you have a diverging lens, you could make things look further away. So it's the same for all of them. Switching to the mirror, if it's a converging mirror, what happens to all the rays of light on a converging mirror?
Reflect to a point.
They reflect to a point.
Can you? Say one more thing.
I'm just telling you that you know.
Say one more thing.
One more thing.
Guys, stop pushing each other's buttons. So if the object is past 2F, what do you notice about the object? Smaller, upside down, same size, or same side.
Oh, you weren't supposed to put like in between 2F and F or inside?
You can, that's fine. I wasn't looking for that specific, but if I put the object at 2F, same size. Still upside down, still same side. If I put it between F and 2F, it's a little bit bigger. What happens at F? Freaks out again, so it disappears.
So I can go between 2F and F again.
Say what?
You go between 2F and F again.
So it gets bigger. And if I'm inside F, notice that it's bigger on opposite side. It's bigger on the opposite side. They're all smaller, right side up and same
Yeah, I
side.
just need the question.
If you switch the side of the object, now it's a diverging mirror or a convex mirror. What do you notice happens to the rays of light?
Reflect away
They reflect away.
at a 45-degree angle.
And no matter where you are with the object, what do you notice about the image? How does the image appear? Smaller, right side up, and opposite side.
What is that first thing?
They reflect away.
No. Mr. T. Move him, please. Please.
Why?
Just do it. For my sake,
Lee, I
okay?
can't see the screen. Can you please move?
For my sake.
Just ignore. Canyon, stop egging on Lydia.
Okay. I was just trying to be nice.
I'm being nice because we're on a live stream right now.
Lydia's being very nice
Thank you. That's
Wait,
the
are you-
only reason.
Why are you
Hey,
doing
we're
live
live
streaming?
because there's people that are missing today, so I'm recording it so they can watch it.
Do you think they're gonna actually watch it? Or just get-
No, but then when they complain, I can be like, "Oh, I posted it." Not my fault. So now that you've completed the simulation and clarified some things, I just want you to write a few sentences using the different words. What is the difference between converging and diverging lenses? And what's the difference between concave and convex mirrors? So take a few moments, try and synthesize what is true. Canyon, stop aching on Lydia.
Today's already not my day because I just woke up and God said, no, you're gonna have a bad day. And ever since then, we just have not been vibing.
All right, live stream is paused. Live stream is paused. Why is it not your day?
It's literally just been like the longest day ever. Like today,
It's
I woke
only
up and I
8:42.
wasn't with it today. Like I'm not even kidding. I woke up and like I'm not even kidding. Like I like walked into a door and then on top of that, you know, like I got my entire shirt wet because I like accidentally left it in the sink or something, and then.
What's your
don't
shirt
even-
doing?
Mr. T,
Okay, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Keep going.
and then on top of that, my sister would like not get up, and I had to like, I like fell asleep at like 6:40, and I was like vibing, and then my mom wakes up and she starts screaming at me, and then on top of that, I like got yelled at because apparently I like don't eat enough or something, which
Who yelled at you for not eating enough?
my mom, and then on top of that, she's like, you're also gonna die if you eat too much, and I'm like, so what do you want me to do about that? And then on top of that, I like got to school and I like wasn't even with her. Like you can ask Olivia. I literally thought, like, what were we talking about? Where I said, I was just
I
not.
haven't been listening to what you were talking about, so.
You're just making your day worse.
The
Like
class
that.
today is not a good my day at all.
Oh, yeah, so she walked in and we're talking about like St. Patrick's Day and she goes, oh, I forgot it was like 4th of July. And I was like,
not.
it was like long holiday.
It's like not nothing's been. And then on top of that, I found out like one of my favorite people is a Glen Ellen person, which like kind of dropped it a
You've
bit.
known this though. You
No,
just
I
mentioned it.
did.
You knew Henry.
Yeah.
Just like Ethan.
Person.
Ethan's a Glen Ellen person.
But, like,
I heard you say it.
No, I just
Who's
forgot, I
Henry?
guess. I just didn't remember. Or I just don't pay attention. I don't pay attention like what
Glen
half
Ellen
you guys
people
say.
aren't bad.
Hey Lydia, it's not their
They make
choice.
they make fun of certain. I'm not even. It's just embarrassing how bad. They
Thank you,
are.
Jake, for your contribution.
They literally would just be making fun of like it's horrible. They just make fun of dead people. Like they got no type of chill.
Who made?
Glen Ellen make fun of dead people?
Yes.
Glen Ellen person.
I'm not saying 'cause it's not great. It's bad.
It's
But
rude to make assumptions about a group of people.
but it's all of them. Like I'm not even kidding. I
No,
literally
except
never
for
heard
No,
that.
it's not. I know Glen Ellen
Except
people
for
who didn't
Henry.
talk about that.
Except Henry is not like a real Glen Ellen child because he didn't like go to Hadley or go to your elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, maybe there's some. There's
Lydia, I lived in Glen Ellen for a year.
I lived in.
Yeah,
Am I a
but
terrible
you-
person?
But you're not like an actual Glen Ellen person.
But I lived there for a year.
Okay, but like I lived in like I don't know.
I also tutor someone in Glen Ellen, and she seems really nice.
Yeah, but like I live next to like a crackhead, but that doesn't mean I'm a crackhead. But that's how it works, you know. Like just
Wait, so you live in Glen Ellen?
I didn't live in
Hello.
I lived in Addis.
Elena and Juliana.
This is the one class that we've never had like a single day without anyone like forgetting it.
I think yesterday didn't have anyone.
No, we didn't have those
Yeah, I
classes.
don't remember. So like,
I think I came in yesterday.
yeah, that's first period though. We're working on fourth period.
Slow process.
Slow process.
We'll see. Maybe by May.
Thank you.
Just get
And
Mrs.
then
Brandon
on top of that-
to knock it into us.
And then on top of that, Canyon's just been like, okay, normally Canyon's like actually one of the nice people. He doesn't say anything to annoy
Canyon's
me.
like super chill.
Most
You
days.
literally at the beginning of class
Most
said,
days,
I was gonna be nice, but I just don't care. That's what you told me at the beginning. of the
okay, but like, that's like, okay, but you know me.
You don't need
that's
like
who I am.
therapy
You
right
walked
now.
in.
I
I walked in, hey Canyon, yeah, I was gonna be nice to you, but I just don't care, so yeah. First thing you said.
How's your forehead?
All right.
That was the point.
Lydia, do you feel better?
I feel like she feels worse.
Yeah.
You want a
You got a
cookie?
lot on your plate.
Is there anything I can do to make it
Do you want a
better?
cookie, Lydia?
what, for real?
I don't have a cookie.
What do you want?
Elena, I don't know if that's making it better.
I think it's
Elena, I don't think that's making it better.
This is definitely some type of microaggression, I'm gonna be honest. Like some type.
Elena, Elena,
Elena, chill out.
you don't need to touch Lydia's hair.
Like normally, okay, I'll be honest. Normally Canyon's like pretty chill. Like normally it's like Weston or Ethan or like.
Ladies, head back to your
hanging out.
seats.
But today.
Ladies, head back to your
Canyon's
seats.
I'm done.
Elena and
I'm
Hallie.
literally walking back to my seat, like I'm not gonna sprint back to my. No, Weston is here, 50 by side.
Okay, head back to your seats. Turn in your lab, make sure it's printed and that it's readable. You can't be that mad.
No, you know, like, it's not like you look like
It's just you make me mad when I look at you.
Elena, you were doing so well.
basically, like, you're not bad, like, I like you at times, but like, you're like a pick and choose person, like,
Oh my.
I have to be so like.
All right, head over to on campus and download the lenses and mirrors diagrams.
I gave him one, it's his-
Lydia,
Supposed to turn this in?
yes. All right, Ethan, Lydia, we are unpausing the live stream. Thank you for this moment of talking.
Who has my computer?
What are we downloading?
Oh, okay.
All right, so after you turn in the lenses lab, download the lenses and mirror diagram, not the simulation. And we're gonna do a few drawings And also a couple demonstrations. Jake, I need you back at the lab table. Stop playing with the paper airplane.
Wait, so when are we having a test on this?
Monday.
And then, so we're like, are we not starting a new unit?
We are starting a new unit next. I said this at the beginning of class. Friday is off-campus learning day. There will be a review.
Yeah, I was just wondering, can
So
we like
do
not-
the review
can we
on
start-
off-campus learning day. And then Monday, there's a test over light and optics.
Well, Mr. T, I was just wondering, can we like kind of push the new unit until like after spring break? Because like if you
No.
start the unit, it's like 2 days.
It's like,
Oh, because you're not having.
Fun,
today,
though.
is that why?
No, it's just because
What's
like
the
if
new
you
unit?
start a unit.
We're starting
and you have a
electricity.
big break, I'm gonna forget.
Oh.
electricity and electrostatics.
Ooh.
It's fun.
Well, can we like not learn anything the
It's
first
fun.
2 days, but just do labs?
Electricity's fun.
Just, can we just do labs? the
Like
first
light
2 days?
bulbs and circuits and
Okay, I have like traumatizing memories from learning about electricity in seventh grade.
you all have
The entire
traumatizing
class-
memories.
The entire class, the highest grade was 60.
The wires, that crap was so confusing. You would be like, what?
Actually, I do. Do you remember?
There's
that
like too
was
much
so
vocabulary, but like it's interesting.
It's interesting.
Oh my god.
I feel like this class is just helping you all with your PTSD from science classes that were earlier in your lives.
My
I
science
think
class is
I
Because
maybe-
every subject I bring up, you're like, that was the
Science
worst thing in my life. I'm like,
Mr. T.
and then we go through the unit.
Our science teacher
And it's
cried
fine.
4 times.
Math
Our,
last
like in
year
a
was
the
so
year
much
with
fun.
our
There was
class.
this one kid, he
Mine-
went
It wasn't because we were bad. It was just
he
because
would
she
get
like
Logan, he got pulled out of class every day because he would just scream for no reason. And
Why?
every single day, he would get sent to the principal's and then he would have to apologize to Logan.
My
Yeah.
science
Yeah,
teacher last
Every
year.
single day.
Sam, what were you gonna say?
Science is probably my favorite class because they have no bad memories.
Thank you,
I
Sam.
have so many.
I'm
I
not
have-
saying
My
it's
science
bad,
teacher
it's
last
just
year,
my
My science.
I know way too much about my old science teachers. Like,
Can you what?
that class was just her like playing
No.
cool math games in the back.
I'm not liking Jay back
Telling
there.
us about her life.
My science teacher
All right.
like talking to me.
We're gonna talk about mirrors.
You're so good about your other classes, but I'm just really not seeing it.
Yes.
This one.
We're talking about mirrors.
I'm not gonna be here Monday.
3 types of mirrors. Talk to me after class.
Yeah.
A flat one just reflects the light straight back, right?
So there's a flat mirror that reflects the light straight back. Mirrors have, they follow the law of reflection.
Oh, is this a new unit?
Nope, this is just a new lesson. So we're gonna take what we learned from the lab and apply it.
Okay.
These are notes.
It's the new. It's the lens in your diagram.
For the 3rd time, lenses and mirrors diagrams. Notes to put it all together.
So we're not gonna have a Monday quiz?
We are having a Monday test.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The study guide
I'll review.
is our review on Friday for off-campus learning day.
Wait, so what is
Do
this
any
have
of you guys listen?
I don't think so.
Wait, Mr. T, I have a question. What does this have to do with color?
It has to do with light. The unit is the light unit.
But then
And
why
so
are
we've
we
talked about
color?
light,
Colors,
we've talked about color,
is light. It has-
and we're talking about lenses and mirrors. Jake, what did I ask? That's not what I asked. What did I ask? Don't throw paper airplane. Thank you. We are in school. Let's remember that we're in school. All right, mirrors follow the law of reflection, which basically means the angle a light ray comes in equals the angle it reflects at. So on a flat mirror, if I lay the mirror on the ground, we can use blue for our mirror. And a light ray comes in. We have what's called the angle of incidence. So it's this angle. Equals the angle of reflection. Have you guys done angles in math class? So whatever angle it comes in at, it's going to reflect at the same angle.
Can you zoom in or not?
How this works in a mirror, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, so you can draw a pretty picture of yourself. All the light that comes off of your face, or that's reflected off of your face, has to reflect at an equal angle to your eyes. And the light from the top of your head reflects off to your eyes. But your eyes don't see the reflected light, right? Your eyes just assume that the light was coming from a straight path. So if you take it back, right, what your eyes see is the light looks like it's coming from behind the mirror. Kind of creepy. Right? You see yourself in the reflection of the mirror, and it looks like the light's coming through the mirror, but it's really the light is reflecting off at an equal angle, and that's what you see.
So we don't actually see ourselves, or?
You do, you just don't you're seeing the light from your chin reflect
But
off.
like, are we seeing like the same thing that other people see or not? That sounds like a Jerry question.
In a sense, yeah. They're all seeing different light rays.
Oh, is that why they look different on camera than in a mirror?
Yeah, and usually in a mirror, you're used to seeing yourself flipped. And on camera, you see yourself as other people see you, right? Because like everything's flipped. Which is always why you ever notice like taking a selfie and then it like flips it for you or does the automatic flip and you're like, why does that look weird?
Yeah.
It's because you're not used to seeing yourself normal. You're used to seeing yourself mirrored. So.
Did you see, haven't you seen that thing, like people people are always like, oh, check your hotel mirrors, because if you put your finger on it, it's like, and there's a gap, then it's a real mirror, but if there's no gap, then it's a double-sided mirror.
Yep. So they are single-sided, what are those called? Mirrors, one-sided mirrors? But yeah,
We had
if
like a bird.
if you put your finger on it, that is the way to test.
We had like one of those birdhouse things that was like double sized, so you like put it on the window and like they couldn't see.
Yeah.
see them.
You can have a converging mirror, and a converging mirror is also known as a concave mirror, and that's when the mirror bends inward. All right, so it's kind of like you're entering a cave. And there's a focus point of our mirror so that all the light that comes in reflects to that focus point. Or all the light that goes out bounces away from the focus point, right? So it focuses it all together. So what this does to us is if you're standing inside the focus point, the light is going away from the mirror. Yep.
I can't read what the like R word is.
All the light is concentrated at the focus point.
Oh, I think that's
So because the light is bouncing out in that way, right? What happens is your eyes don't see the light bouncing away. Your eye assumes that the light is going in a straight line. So it looks like you're bigger behind the mirror. Yep.
What did it say?
All light is concentrated at the focus point.
Right.
So generally, these are helpful for, I don't know if anyone has like those little mirror, like makeup mirrors. You ladies have that, or if your bathroom has like an extendable mirror that pops out for shaving or something like that. Usually those are a little bit concave so that it magnifies your face and you can see it a little closer. So I just hold it up like it's kind of blurry and weird.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Right, and it's upside down, which we'll talk about. But if you get in close towards the focus point, right, my hand is bigger because I'm inside the focus point of the mirror. If I pull it away, it's not the same.
How come your hands
Right.
are upside down?
So you're not upside down when you're seeing it, when you're inside the focus point, you're not upside down. But if your face is close, right, you see,
Ew,
you
ew, I
see
hate
yourself
that.
up close and person.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
It was more fun just to watch all your faces at your own faces. So this is kind of the idea behind funhouse mirrors.
Oh, I do not like that. I already knew it was ugly. I didn't need to see that. It's very ugly. What's the thing where they say like he'll tell me or someone can like see through it or something?
I literally said
I
that.
just said that 2 seconds ago.
Oh, I was like.
So if you're outside of the focus point,
So
right? If you end up being outside of the focus point, what usually happens is the light comes in, bounces off through the focus point, right? And the light that goes through the focus point bounces out parallel. And you end up with what's called a projected image
What?
that like comes back. And I can't find the frog
That's
thing.
confusing. Oh, do you have to memorize like all those lines and what happens?
No, you don't have to memorize all the lines. You just have to know like what happens. So a concave mirror, if you're inside, it's bigger. If you're outside, it's upside down. Kate, can you close the blind for me? So usually with a projected image, it's hard to get a real looking image. But we can try. It helps with a candle.
Okay.
Oh, later.
Yeah, I know, but like, think about it.
Something science. So if I hold the candle with the mirror,
That's creepy.
Why don't you like
you can see, do you see the flame being projected?
Why is it going in and out? That's one thing.
Looks like an orb. From Harry Potter's.
So you have the normal candle, right? The flame's pointing up. But if you see the reflected image, right, it's upside down. See that? How it's kind of upside down?
Put it closer to the, that's cool.
So like if I bring it in, it's not like you're not focused. So you have to find the focus point of it.
Okay, that's cool.
But once you get focused, you can almost see the flame, but it's upside down. So you're getting a reflected image that's actually being able to project what's going on. Ow, wax. So it usually only works with things that give off its own light when you're projecting. There, you get a projected image in front of the mirror. So usually when you're looking at the mirror from far away, that's why things look kind of upside down on this mirror, because you're seeing the like projected light coming at you. diverging mirror,
We go back.
yep. Situation. For a diverging mirror, it's the opposite way. We call it a convex mirror. So the focus point is inside the mirror, basically. And when the light rays come in, they divert away from the focus point. So they bounce off and spread out. There's only really one type. Say what?
Do you have one of those too?
Yep. There's really only one type of situation that happens. So if you stand in front of a diverging mirror, right, the light kind of bounces away. Right. And remember that our eyes don't see that way. So the light coming back and being traced actually makes it look smaller in the mirror. So for a diverging mirror, you look smaller. Behind the mirror. So these are the mirrors that you would usually see in like Walgreens up in the corner. Right? Kind of see the whole classroom and you're all pretty small inside the mirror. Right? So notice how you look smaller in the mirror. Because all the light rays are diverging away, taking all the light and spread out. So car mirrors are essentially the same thing. Are the side view mirrors. They're slightly diverging so that you can see more on the road. But that because they're smaller, right? Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. So the light is being bent in a way that it's a little bit deceiving because you look at it and you're like, oh, that seems far away. But it's actually close because it is shrinking the object a little bit. Cool. Lenses. Lenses are the other way. Instead of reflecting light, what do lenses do? They go through, they bend light. So we have the law of refraction, or Snell's law. And if you have a lens with a different medium, a light ray coming in is going to bend a little bit.
Why did it say light may?
Light ray will bend.
Oh,
If it's straight on, the light will just pass straight through. But if it's at an angle, it'll bend. For a converging lens, any of the light coming in is going to bend towards the focus point. And just like converging mirrors, they do different things depending on how far away you are. So if you're far from the lens, you actually converge at a point, and this is where you get a projection of yourself through the lens. So I can do the candle again. And I have a converging lens here. And so if I hold it on this side of the lens, you can see the flame. You guys see it? Do you see that it's upside down?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
You can kind of see the point. Focus. Oh, I lost it. It was focused. Oh, there it is. There's like 3 of them. All right, do you see the upside down flame on the screen? If I can hold it up. There you go. Do you see the flame is upside down? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. How it works. So it's projecting, the light is projecting through, but it's flipping around. So you have the upside down lens as it's going. So that is a projection. Versus if you get really close, right, all the light kind of scatters. And when you get close to a mirror, you get a bigger flame. All right, so you can see that it magnifies it. All right. So on a converging lens, if you get close to it, the light still bends out, but it ends up looking, if you trace it back, it ends up looking like it's bigger because the light rays don't actually meet out here. They meet back in the lens. So that's why it looks bigger behind the lens rather than projecting in front of the lens. Huh? So just as the rays bend towards.
No, like.
That's what the lab, if you go back and play with it on the lab, you can see how the light rays are bending. Diverging lens. All the light rays come in, and what does a diverging lens do to them? Yeah, it spreads them out. And so because it spreads them out, right, the light that's coming from here spreads out. And if you're looking through the lens, remember that your eye doesn't see the bent light. It just thinks it's going straight back. And so your eye sees a little small image behind the lens. I don't have a diverging lens to see that, but it would be a smaller image behind that. So that's a little bit about lenses and mirrors. Things you have to know mainly is that concave lens mirrors focus it, convex mirrors divert the light. And you should know that they make it look bigger or smaller in comparison. And then same with lenses, converging lenses can make someone look bigger or a magnifying glass, and diverging lenses make it look smaller. So light's kind of weird when you start playing with optics and cameras. All right, a little bit of time we have left. You can see it for yourself. I will let you choose a group of 3. You can find a lab table. If you're at a lab table, please clear your stuff and move your stuff fast so that the lab table is available. But in your group, this is a laser kit. You need to be careful with it, as in don't chuck anything around. They are glass, they're pretty fragile. But you have different lenses. You have different lenses, different shapes. You have a little mirror in here. And then you have a laser box that you will plug in, right? And it will shoot lasers out for you that you can use the lenses to see how they bend or refract. Do not, everybody listen, do not shine the lasers into people's eyes. We're not doing that. If you do, I will give you a 0 on your lab. So the lab that you just turned in, right? You're not shining lasers into each other's eyes.
What would you do?
Why are your retinas?
Maybe you should
It's just not helpful. Okay, so you can play with the lasers as they come out of the box. You can do 1 laser, 3 lasers, or 5 lasers. And you're just seeing how they reflect and refract through the lens. Sound good? So you can find a group of 3. Find a table with a kit, but 3 at the max.
Yes.
And play around with the laser. Nope, you're just doing the laser. We're skipping the ray tracing. Can you wait 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah. And also, I emailed you the 3 missing assignments that I had.
Thank you.
Sorry.